Hello YouTube! Today I'm going to be showing you how I dye my hair. In no way am I claiming to be a professional hair dye person, but this is just what's worked for me since I've been doing my hair this past year. So here I am before I started coloring my hair, and here I am nowadays with my dog. So I use the John Frieda Precision Foam color in the shade Medium Golden Brown. I really like this hair dye because it lasts a really long time. I haven't done my hair in about 2 months, so it's lasted me this long and I highly recommend it. So the John Frieda Foam comes with 3 different bottles. First is the developer, the second small little black tube is the actual color, and then the third tube is the conditioner that you use after you wash out the dye. It also comes with a pair of black gloves to prevent your hands from staining. So now I'm going to go ahead and follow the simple instructions. First, I'm going to open up the developer. Then I'm going to take the color toner, open that bad boy up, and go ahead and pour it in. Then I'm going to close it, and instead of shaking it like you would a normal dye, I'm going to tilt it. Because it's foam, it just makes the foam easier to come out and doesn't ruin the consistency. I'm going to do this 5 to 10 times just to make sure the mixture is mixed thoroughly. So now it's time to get the party started. First, I'm going to brush out my hair with this round brush just to get all the product out, all the gel, mousse, hairspray from the day, so the dye is easier to run through my hair. And it also prevents my hair from shedding everywhere when I'm running my fingers through it with the dye. Also, make sure that you're wearing a shirt that you really don't care about messing up because you will get dye on it some way or another. It's just an inevitability of life. You will look like a poodle, so just rock out. Just work it. So you gotta play some jams while you dye your hair, so I'm gonna put on some Mika. Dance, dance. So now I'm gonna take off the regular cap and apply the foam dispenser cap that comes with the box. Now my favorite part is to start pushing out that foam. Oh yeah, look at it, makes me wanna do a foamy dance. So the directions say to start by putting 1 tennis ball size in the middle of your head. So that's just what I'm going to do. I use this as a starting point before branching out to the different parts of my head. At this point, you probably notice 2 things. A, that I dance a lot by myself in front of the mirror, and B, I am starting to part off my hair. So I start with the left side of my head just because I'm right-handed, and I take really super small sections of my hair and start there at the root, and then go ahead and brush it out to the ends. I start with really small sections instead of big chunks just because I really want to make sure I don't miss any spots. It's kind of tedious to do this, but it's better than missing a huge chunk of hair, and it's way, way better than missing your roots or your baby hairs, because if you have blonde roots poking out and you're dyeing your hair brown, it's just going to look really obvious that you're coloring your hair. So as you can tell, I took out a ponytail just to help me better section my hair and make sure that it doesn't get all tangled within itself. Just important not to miss any spots, so I'm really, really taking my time here and going through every single part of my hair. And if you didn't notice, I moved my bangs from the side I normally wear them on to the opposite side. This is just to put them out of the way because I do them last. They are the main focus of my face, and I need to make sure that I really spend a lot of time dyeing those, because if I have a giant spot on my bangs that I miss, it's going to be super, super obvious, whereas if I miss a little spot in my hair, it's not going to be as obvious. So here I'm starting on the second side of my head, just doing the same exact thing. It is a little nerve-wracking when you dye your hair, especially if it's your first time, but just make sure you have a trusted family member or a friend come with you to pick out a color just to make sure that it's the appropriate color for your skin tone and your face. So as you can tell, my shirt was inside out there, and I also started to get some dye on my neck, which is totally fine. It'll come off your skin super, super easily when you wash out the dye in the shower. The only thing that it will not come out of is furniture, so try not to get it on the counter or sink, and if you do, just clean it up the second you see it and you'll be fine. Look at this foam! It is so wonderful. What I love about this foam the most is it's not even messy. I'm not gonna drip it everywhere. I will probably stain something. I think I did, as you'll see in a little bit, but I made way less of a mess than I do when I used to use normal regular liquid dye. So I'm really getting in on these baby hairs. As you can tell, it's kind of all over my face, but you know, it's worth it. Oh, see, there's that spill I was talking about. But it came right off when I wiped it off right away. See, I'm just really digging in. I try not to rub too much into my skull. Just try to get in those roots as much as I can without dyeing my skull, because you don't want to just dye too much in there. So I just wipe off some extra stain on my face. It'll come off in the shower, but it was just annoying me there. So I also section off my bangs when I do them. They're very small, alfalfa, and I just really need to make sure I get in there. So I section those off well. Again, it's kind of tedious, but it's worth it with the peace of mind knowing that you got every single strand. Now, you don't have to use the entire bottle if you don't want to. I don't use it even though the directions say to do it. My hair is kind of short and thin, so I only use about 3/4 of the bottle. You can use how much you feel comfortable with depending on your hair type. Sometimes if you have thick hair or really long hair, you might take 2 bottles instead of 1. So this is why I brush my hair in the beginning, so it's easy to comb through in the end, and I can make sure I get every spot, especially in the back where it's easy to miss because you can't really see back there. So it's easy to just rub my hands through my hair without any tangles. So now that I'm finishing up dyeing my hair, I'm going to go ahead and place it into a top knot, and that's how I keep my hair while it is setting, as you will see in a couple seconds. Yay! So now I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, was that the fastest 20 minutes of your life or what? Now it's time to wash all that dye out, so you're just going to go ahead and turn on the shower, and once you're in there, just wash out the dye until the water runs clear. Then you're just going to wash your hair with the conditioner provided in the box. Woo, now you're done, and you can just begin to style your hair like normal. So after I finish voguing, I'm going to just do that. Now you can just take that towel off your head and admire your hair in the mirror. It is a little scary, I guess, when you take that towel off for the first time, but I promise you, you will look fine. And at this point, you can just style your hair like you normally do. So I'm just styling my hair before I go to sleep. I did this at night. So I'm just going to go and brush out my bangs. I like to blow them out before I go to sleep because if I sleep on them when they're kind of wet, they turn out really greasy and flat in the morning. So this is just going to make sure that they have some volume when I wake up. I'm just using my pink blow dryer. I believe it's Conair. Then I'm going to go ahead and I straighten them as well just so they're not too frizzy and puffy in the morning. So I just lightly go over them with my miniature straightener, also from Conair. I love the straightener. It's perfect if you have bangs like me or if you have shorter hair because it's not as much intense heat. It's smaller, it's easy to carry around, and it's easier to use. Now I'm going to use my Instant Freeze hair gel from Aussie for my curly hair. It helps to put a little product in it before I go to sleep or else I will wake up with a giant frizz ball. So this stuff is really, really great and helps my hair stay unfrizzed. Then I just put in a little bit of hairspray. This is the Tresemme Climate Protection Hairspray. This just kind of holds everything together. And that's about it for me. Bye guys, that's how I dye my hair. I'm going to insert some pictures of the after results so you can see how it turned out.